how to achieve the perfectly crispy fried meat, an expert's guide. Welcome back to the channel, culinary connoisseurs. Today we're diving deep into the art and science of achieving perfectly crispy fried meat right in your own kitchen. Hello, fellow food enthusiasts. I'm Chef Alex, and today we're elevating a classic, crispy fried meat. This isn't just any home-cooked meal. We're talking about mastering techniques that professional chefs use to get that impeccable crunch and succulent interior. Whether you're preparing a gourmet feast or refining your culinary skills, this comprehensive guide will equip you with the knowledge to impress even the most discerning palates. Let's talk ingredients. Precision is key, so here's what we'll need for our recipe. Meat selection: 500 grams of boneless chicken thighs, aged beef strips, or heritage pork chops. High-quality cuts ensure better flavor and texture. Spices: 10 grams of sea salt, 5 grams of freshly ground black pepper, 7 grams of smoked paprika, 5 grams of granulated garlic powder. Breading components: 100 grams of all-purpose flour or cornstarch for a gluten-free option, 3 large free-range eggs for the egg wash, 150 grams of panko breadcrumbs for superior crunch. Frying medium: 500 milliliters of high smoke point oil, such as peanut or refined canola oil. Optional aromatics: fresh thyme sprigs, crushed rosemary, 2 cloves of garlic, lightly crushed. Choosing the right cut is fundamental. For maximum juiciness, I'm using boneless skin-on chicken thighs. The intramuscular fat in thighs ensures tenderness and flavor. Trim any excess fat or connective tissue carefully. Uniformity matters, so we'll cut the meat into pieces approximately 2 centimeters thick. This ensures even heat distribution during frying. Now, on to seasoning. We're not just adding flavor, we're creating the foundation for our crust to adhere. By massaging these spices into the meat, we're enhancing osmosis, allowing flavors to penetrate deeply. Efficiency is key in professional kitchens. We'll set up a classic standard breading procedure station. Bowl 1, seasoned flour with a pinch of salt and pepper for layering flavors. Bowl 2, eggs beaten until homogenized. Bowl 3, panko breadcrumbs combined with an additional touch of smoked paprika and garlic powder for consistent flavor profiling. First, dredge each piece in flour, tapping off the excess. Flour provides a dry surface for the egg wash to cling. Next, coat in the egg wash, ensuring all sides are covered. The egg acts as a binder between the flour and breadcrumbs. Lastly, coat in breadcrumbs, pressing gently to adhere and create a uniform layer. This step is crucial for that signature crunch. Allow the breaded meat to rest for 10 minutes. This resting period helps the breading set, reducing the risk of it falling off during frying. Let's discuss frying mediums. We're using refined peanut oil due to its high smoke point of approximately 232 degrees Celsius, 450 degrees Celsius, which allows for optimal frying temperatures without breaking down. Heat the oil gradually over medium-high heat. We'll aim for a precise temperature of 147 degrees Celsius for perfect frying. A simple test. Drop a small breadcrumb into the oil. If it sizzles and turns golden brown in 15 seconds, we're ready. Carefully place meat into the oil, laying it away from you to prevent splashes. Fry in batches to avoid overcrowding, which can lower the oil's temperature and result in greasy food. Cook each side for approximately 3 minutes or until a deep golden brown crust forms. Transfer the fried meat to a wire rack set over a baking sheet. Unlike paper towels, which can create steam and soften the crust, a wire rack allows circulation, keeping the exterior crisp. Resting for at least 5 minutes is essential. This step allows residual heat to finish cooking the meat internally, achieving an ideal internal temperature of 74 degrees Celsius, 165 degrees Fahrenheit for poultry. To complement our dish, let's craft a garlic aioli with a twist. Ingredients: 100 grams of homemade mayonnaise, 10 grams of minced roasted garlic, 5 grams of lemon zest, a pinch of smoked paprika, a dash of truffle oil for an umami boost. Alternatively, a chimichurri or spicy sriracha mayo can offer contrasting profiles. Presentation elevates the dining experience. Place the fried meat centrally on a warmed plate. Add a side of the aioli and perhaps a wedge of charred lemon for acidity. Consider pairing with a refreshing fennel and apple slaw to cut through the richness. Did you hear that? The audible crunch indicates a properly fried crust. The outer layer is delectably crispy, while the meat inside remains juicy and flavorful. The balance of spices provides complexity without overpowering the palate. Now let's talk cleanup, a crucial aspect often overlooked. Allow the oil to cool completely. Then strain it through a fine mesh sieve lined with cheesecloth to remove particulates. Properly stored, you can reuse frying oil up to 3 times for similar flavors. For the pan, deglaze with hot water and a touch of vinegar to cut through grease. Avoid harsh abrasives on seasoned cookware. To elevate this dish further, consider incorporating sous vide cooking prior to frying. Pre-cooking the meat at a controlled temperature ensures perfect doneness. Experiment with breading options like crushed pine nuts or a tempura batter for a lighter, airy crust. Infuse international flavors by adding curry powder for an Indian flair or za'atar for a Middle Eastern touch. Some of you might wonder about the Maillard reaction's role here. The browning you see is a complex chemical reaction between amino acids and reducing sugars, occurring optimally at temperatures above 140 degrees Celsius, 284 degrees Fahrenheit. Can I use an air fryer? Absolutely, though you may miss out on certain textural elements. Air frying at 190 degrees Celsius, 370 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes can yield satisfactory results with less oil. What's the best way to prevent the breading from falling off? Ensure the meat is patted dry before breading and allow it to rest after breading. The resting time facilitates the breading's adherence. If you have leftovers, store them in an airtight container lined with a paper towel to absorb moisture. To retain crispiness, reheat in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius, 356 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes. Avoid microwaving as it induces steam and softens the crust. Always use a calibrated meat thermometer to ensure food safety. Consuming undercooked meat poses risks. Designate separate cutting boards for raw meats and wash utensils thoroughly with hot, soapy water. I'd love to hear your advanced techniques or any innovative twists you've applied to this recipe. Share your insights or any challenges you faced in the comments below. Let's foster a community of culinary excellence. If you found value in this deep dive into frying techniques, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more expert-level culinary content. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, where I share behind-the-scenes looks and additional tips. Join our Facebook group to connect with fellow food enthusiasts. Remember, mastering cooking techniques not only improves your dishes, but enhances your appreciation for the culinary arts. Thank you for joining me on this gastronomic exploration.